Welcome back to another episode of Mastering Master Mode. We start this episode off by waiting until it turns nighttime so that we can summon the Frost Moon event. This is another event like the Blood Moon or the Solar Eclipse. However, this time you have to manually summon it using the Naughty Present. This event also differs from the Blood Moon or Solar Eclipse in the fact that you're actually trying to make it through waves rather than monsters just continuously coming at you. As with most wave-based events, each wave gets progressively harder, and there is an achievement at the end for completing all the waves, so I'll definitely be grinding this event out in the future. The theme of the Frost Moon event is Christmas time, so all of the enemies are based on that. There are nutcrackers, elves, gingerbread men, Christmas trees, and even a robotic Santa. This event can get pretty difficult. The mini-bosses have a ton of health, and their attack patterns are fairly random, so they're hard to dodge. And of course, on top of that, they deal a ton of damage, meaning they can just 2 or 3 shot me with ease. A lot of attacks for many enemies in this event also go through walls, so I can't even just hide in my house and be safe. My first death of the event comes from not paying close enough attention to all the enemies on the screen while I'm getting swarmed, and I end up running directly into an elf who shoots me in the back with a flaming arrow, dealing 152 damage, a huge hit for such a small enemy. The enemies in this event are definitely no joke. My next death comes from Santa Claus hand-delivering my present early this year, bullets. That's right, the robot Santa has a chain gun for an arm, and he sure knows how to use it. The chain gun has a wide angle of spray, which makes dodging the tiny bullets pretty difficult. After taking a couple deaths, I find that using the Spectre Hood is a much better option than the Spectre Mask, since I'll be taking so much damage that I'll need the healing from the hood. Not only that, but after you die and respawn, you don't start with full health. You spawn with about half health, and in order to gain health quickly, the Spectre Hood is what I'm using. I could also heal at the nurse, but to do that would cost money, time, and potentially put her in danger of being taken out as well, since she can get hit by all of the same projectiles that I can get hit by. In the future, when I'm grinding this event out to try and get the achievement, I'll probably need to use either the Spectre Mask for extra damage or a better armor set in general, since I'll need to do a lot more damage to get through the waves quicker so that I can reach the last wave and get the achievement. The combination of the robotic Santas and the evil Christmas trees is a lot to handle. They shoot out so many projectiles, and all of their projectiles are really small. They're hard to see and hard to dodge. Not only that, but the robotic Santa also leaves spikes on the ground that just kind of sit around and are hard to see if you're paying attention to all the other projectiles they're shooting, and these spikes hurt a lot. I run into one here, and it does 401 damage. Absolutely brutal when your max health is only 500. I couldn't believe what I just saw, so I had to go make sure that it actually hit me for that much damage by running over and stepping on the same exact spike again and dying the exact same way. Pretty quickly after that, I get absolutely smacked by a couple of presents floating down on parachutes. The first one dealing over 200 damage and the second one dealing just under 200. I don't know how anyone's supposed to survive these attacks dealing so much damage. Even with the Spectre Hood on and all the great healing that I get from it, sometimes I'm just no match for the Frost Moon event. There are so many attacks flying out that you can get taken from full health all the way to 0 in a matter of just seconds. With that death, the night is just about over. I've only got about a minute left before the sun rises and the event's over, and I made it to wave 10. There are 15 waves that I need to get through to get the achievement, so I didn't even come close. I'm gonna need either a lot stronger of a weapon or a lot better armor to be able to survive, because dying so many times wastes a lot of time and it makes it really hard to get through all of the waves. I didn't even make it to a wave where an Ice Queen can spawn, so I haven't even faced the toughest boss yet. After that event's over, I'm having trouble finding room in my chests for where to put all of the items that I've gotten. It's at this point I decide to do something I should have done hours and hours ago. I make a storage area and decide to organize my chests. This has been a long time coming. I can't believe I've made it so far in the game without doing this. It's been absolutely brutal looking through every single chest I have to try and find one item, so I'm ready to sort it out and have everything in a place where I know where it is. The first step for a storage area is of course building where the chests are gonna go and deciding how much you want to space them out. After deciding that, the next biggest feature of a storage area is the chest. I needed to figure out which chests I wanted to use based on what I thought looked the best and kind of what I had the most of. Turns out the chest that I had the most of, or could make the most of quickest, was bamboo chests. This tiny little storage area that I created has enough room for over 50 chests, so I need a ton of bamboo. I actually ran out in the middle of building the storage room, so I had to run over to the jungle to farm a little bit more bamboo to finish off the last row of chests. I was originally going to have a row of gold chests as well, but since I made it 6 rows tall, it didn't really look good having only 1 row of golden chests. I should have made it 1 row taller or had 2 rows of golden chests. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough golden chests, so I had to switch the last row to bamboo chests, which is why I ran out. With all the chests placed, it's time to put a background wall down and add a bunch of my crafting stations so I don't have to run around all over the place after gathering the materials to craft what I need to craft. After all that's done, I spent a very long time shifting everything from my old chests into the new ones, naming the chests as I go so I can see what's in the chest without having to open it. It only took to the very end of the game, but I finally have a sorted out storage area for all of my items. As I go through and sort all my items, I also sell off any duplicate weapons and items that I have, since I have no reason to have more than one, usually. I could have also sold off any non-magic weapons, but for some reason I like to keep them. I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to video game items, but that's alright because you never know when you're gonna need it. And with that, we come to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching me take on the Frost Moon event and finally sorting out my inventory. I know for some people, including myself, if I was watching somebody play through a game with such horrendous inventory management, I would be screaming at my computer, telling them to sort out the inventory. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, leave a comment down below, or subscribe for more Mastering Master Mode next week. Thanks for watching.